So you're here for silver tasks, and it's so exciting. So you've probably hit executive. If you haven't and you're just watching these for fun, when you get here, it's going to be so exciting. So silver is kind of a big deal because you have I would consider you've made it in the business. There's just only up from here. This right here is a good big long battle you fought for, and it's a big deal. So silver is 10,000 OGV, 2 legs at 4,000 each. And I didn't talk about this, but PGV, we also need 1,000 outside of that. And we can talk about, I'll have another video that talks just about that. So, tasks for team. It says now you can brand yourself. If you do, you'll go much further if it's clear that you are also a part of what your upline is doing. There's a huge attraction in being a part of something large and dynamic. Okay, so guys, you have a team now. You have a really cool team. You have a thriving team under you, especially when you start hitting silver consistently. There are a bunch of people under this doing this with you, so you can have that look like whatever you want it to look like. If you and your team have monthly Zoom calls, or if you have get-togethers, or if you have rank up pizza parties, there's a lot of really cool things you can do as a silver, and just really embrace that. And what I've noticed as in our bigger team is our team, it says, brand yourself. Our team is a lot about positivity and wearing the positivity pants. And I think I like to embrace that. And then my team also that we have curated is also just very real. We're not trying to be anybody different online. We're not trying to be anybody different in person. We're very real. We love all the non-toxic stuff and running for it, but every now and then we're going to put a little lime in our Diet Coke and and eat a Taco Bell. Not Taco Bell. I don't know why I said that. It's Taco Casa all the way. Right, babe?
Always.
Josh is home. Leaders. It says, learn to identify and invest in a true leader. Do not keep pouring time into those who talk but don't do. So leaders are really important. I have some amazing leaders on my team, and some of them have made it to silver. And what happens in that is they kind of form their own little groups within your bigger group, and it is super cool to watch. It's super cool to watch those friendships form, and it's super cool to feel kind of like the mama bird over all of the mama hen, something like that, and to watch all of those things, and then I can get them together and watch all of the relationships form. The leaders, invest in them and equip them. So always check in with your leaders, make sure they're doing good, make sure they know all the information, make sure they're sharing information with their teams, and make sure they know how to communicate. Communication's so big in this business, and make sure that they are good too, and being checked in with, and that they know that they are a leader and that you give them things and tasks to do. And if you do that, you're not going to have to micromanage your whole team. You shouldn't micromanage your whole team. But if you kind of, mama bird them out of the nest and let them run with their team, then your business is not going to be stressful to you. It's going to work how this business is supposed to work, which is you grow people up and teach them all the things, and then have them duplicate that over and over and over again. That's what's so cool about and what I love about this business. So leaders is a big deal. Silver is reachable on your own, but not the higher ranks, okay? Like we talked about the leaders again, you have to have leaders under you who are involved. So learn to develop them, okay? Invest in them. Make sure that they know what's going on. Like we just talked about just a second ago. That's just reiterating that. Teach for everyone. So have events that they can invite their interested friends and family to. So if you want to make a big, giant Zoom call where you all go over the starter kit, we've done that. I know it's a little bit hard with COVID right now, but if you want to do a big in-person event, like rent that space for your leaders and give them each a table and let them teach on something, and whoever they invited gets to sign up with them, okay? So give them the space and equip them with fun, cool things like that. Another cool way to do this is teach for everyone. Like every time I see a new class, I give it to all my leaders and say like this, or I like Instagram Reels is new. I'll make a very generic Instagram Reels and I will send it to them. If you just equip and give them things, teach for all of the people so they can always have their people equipped. Okay. Host team building events. Convention was virtual this year. I invited everyone over to my house and we watched it together. It was a long day, but it was really fun for us all to get really excited together when they release the new products. We've also had a thing I like to call Camp Bab, where we have come to a campgrounds together and talked about business stuff and just talked about life and did that team building. And a lot of my other teams get together really frequently. I have one team and she leads a midnight Zoom call for the last day of the month. And so they get to see the time rollover at midnight and see all the new promos that are released at midnight. I'm normally asleep for those, but some of them like that, they live for that. And I love that. So connect with your team, with the larger group. Be a funnel of information and don't stop the flow. Encourage your team to stay active in your upline business groups. So it's really good that we're all connected in the business groups because people do take a lot. As you notice, we are a part of a really amazing group and community, and our upline takes a lot of time and work to pour into us. And if we show up in those groups and on the Zoom calls and a part of the education, it says a lot to them. And I know that doesn't make sense of like why, we're running our own businesses, but it says a lot to your downline and your team too. When you're showing up and you're investing in yourself, you're also investing in what it should look like for them when they're in your shoes a few ranks away. Does that make sense? So again, don't stop the flow. Always make sure everyone on your team is communicated with on new policy changes, on sales, on new cool ways that we have found to use, from the biggest things, from the new policies to putting orange on your toothbrush to whiten your teeth. Tell everybody about all the things. Tell them how to use tools that we have. Tell them about apps. Tell them about Project Broadcast, like all the things. Just educate all the people, okay? We all really like to use Facebook Messenger groups, and we all of our groups have their own little group and their business builders talk in there. And we even have a product group chat. So if you have any questions about different products, we have that in there. And you don't have to necessarily have them on loud all the time, going off on your phone all day, but it is a really good resource. And so are the Facebook groups. Excuse me, I'm going to grab a drink. Okay, personal tasks. No excuses. This can no longer be part of your vocabulary. You can't say to yourself, I can't work on my oils because this, and this. Like, make time for it. If you treat it like a real business, it's going to end up looking like a real business. And I laughingly say that because for a long time, I don't think I did treat it like a real business. And when I started doing that, even my accountant was like, hey, look at your numbers. You have a real business now. I was like, great. And it has helped support my family, and we put more time into it and more care into it. It really pays off. So don't give yourself excuses just because this is something that has to be driven personally by you. Personal development is a must. You can't afford not to. So I consider that in all realms of your life because you're growing as a leader. And so invest in yourself, okay? If you are having trouble in an area, blank, whatever it is, find that thing and work on it. If you don't have courage to do lives, dig into it, lean into it. If you think that your body type isn't right and that really, really messes you up, either mentally work on that or physically work on that. If you don't have the energy, find the solution to that problem. That is what is so cool that I love about this business. I can physically see, I look at myself, like videos of myself in 2018, 2017, and I can physically see the changes that this business has done for me because I've been inspired to be better for myself and my family. And I know that sounds really corny, but this is the kind of where the rubber meets the road, where it's like, okay, I can either lean into this and be better for myself and my family, like I said, or I can just stay stagnant and not lean into the hard things. And this business has encouraged me to lean into the hard things. So I know this is really big picture, but it's very important. Okay, so be involved with all that you can be involved with. If your team's hosting something and they invite you, try to go. If it seems like there's a bunch of Zooms, be on do all the things. Make sure that your family time is sacred and your you time and your personal development is sacred, but show up. It's very important to show up for things. If your upline is like having a comment war thing, like be a part of it. Just show up, okay? You're never going to regret showing up, and it will make your people show up. And when you have invested time in something, whether that be an event or a class or something, and no one shows up, it's hard and it's not fun. And so show up, and eventually that kind of attitude will bleed down to your team and they will show up. And that's what you want to grow and develop your business. Okay? Attend all events, convention, trainings, anything that you can. Convention was such a game changer for me because, and I never know how to say this without sounding rude, but there are a lot of things that you see on social media that make doing this business look a certain way. But when you go to convention, and at convention, there are different lanyards that people wear that show the rank that they've achieved in Young Living. And when you look at the different people who have achieved these different ranks, anybody can do this business. And it is so encouraging. And it's also encouraging to be around like-minded people who love the product, and you're not the only oily weirdo in a room. And it's just fun. It's a lot of fun. And they had they had John Maxwell, and they had Imagine Dragon concert. And I loved the speakers in the concert, but I think the most fun I had was just smelling everybody, because we were all, granted the COVID has ruined all the things, but we were all in a convention center together, and it just smelled like one big spa because everyone had their oils on. It was kind of awesome. And it was a really amazing team growth time. So do all of the things that you can. Okay, be teachable. Nobody wants to be stuck, okay? Nobody does. It's hard sometimes to get unstuck out of a way you've been for a really long time, but be teachable and ask your upline. I have asked this hard question before. I have said, what do I need to work on? And they'll tell you. If you ask honestly, they will tell you. And it's hard sometimes to be like, okay, I can work on that. And you go back and you've been teachable, and guess what? It helps you grow your business, which helps you grow, your why for your family. Sorry, I'm getting text. What? Okay. Actions speak louder than words. Model your actions and don't just tell your group what to do. So if you're gonna say, "Hey guys, share this," or "Hey guys, let's do a live challenge," and anybody who does a live on the starter kit, gets points or whatever. You do a live too, okay? You share about that too. You do the hard things with them, right alongside them, and you guys will grow better together. If you want them to unbox their ER every month, you need to be unboxing your ER every month, okay? If you have them doing dream calls, you need to be doing dream calls still, okay? So positive attitude and actions will create the environment you desire. You steer the ship, Where are you going? I believe in this so much, so much. Running your own business, even if it is supported by a corporate company in a multi-level marketing situation, running your own business is not cupcakes and ice cream all the time. Cupcakes and unicorns and sparkles, whatever, kittens. It's not. It really isn't. But the other day, went on a little adventure with my almost new sister-in-law. And I'd gone on a little walk, and there were some really cute rocks on the ground. And by really cute, I mean like they looked like quartz or something. I was like, oh, I want to pick these up and take them to the kids. And so I was playing. I had them in my hand, and I was just fidgeting with them on the long drive home. And I was like, okay, everything, and you may think I'm wrong, but everything that's sharp and jagged, to be sharp and jagged, has to have a soft side. Everything. Even a needle, to be able to support the needle end, has to have the base end that you can hold to be a needle. Does that make sense? Like, I've also heard that anger, every bit of anger is sourced from fear. And if you address that fear, you can get through that anger better. So things that could be thought of as negative, try to see the soft side. Always. Think on the fruits of the Spirit. If you don't know what those are, here I have them on my background on my computer. The fruits of the Spirit are love and joy and peace and patience and kindness and goodness, gentleness, faithfulness, and self-control. And those are all things we can work on being better, and always finding a positive. I mean, even in the littlest things. If you have purchased something and it took forever to ship, yeah, sometimes that's hard, but it's not the end of the world, and we can be positive about it. Okay, pitfalls to watch for. Don't let up, okay? Thinking about that somehow at this point, you're just going to coast on to gold and beyond. You're not over the hill yet. Momentum has just begun, but if you stop now, you'll have to quit just short of incredible duplication and residual income. So, yes, you've made it to silver, or you're almost to silver. You're like at the top of the hill, and if you just push into it, you can go higher up that hill instead of just going down. Does that make sense? So, pretend like the people who are starting to grow their businesses below you are just as important as you when you were starting. Every single enrollment, celebrate them. Every single rank up, celebrate them. Every single time that they push into it and lean into it, just celebrate your people and help them through all of the things, because they need that support, because they're on a wavering thing right now. So don't let up. Keep pursuing the way you have. But at the same time, don't overhelp your team. A really good way that I've seen my upline do this is if I say, oh, I haven't seen that, or where is that? They tell me they, instead of just like handing it to me, they equip me on how to do it. There's a very amazing, there's pretty much anything you would ever have a question for are in the Facebook groups, in business and product related. And beyond that, there's an amazing tool called Google. It is very helpful. And after that, there's an amazing thing called duplication. So anytime you see your team doing something, if you don't know what to do what they're doing. Because someone above you has been doing it and knows what to do and how to overcome different things. So be careful not to put all your eggs in one basket. Excuse me. People will grow in their own timing, some faster than others. So don't think that. I think that is talking about like if you enroll an influencer, that they're all of a sudden going to make your business worth $1 million and $1 bajillion. Or don't think that you're going to just like get 27 signups off of one vendor show. Like, just keep trying 100 different things. If you come up with an idea, do it. And if it works, go for it. And then if it all of a sudden stops, Like we used to do these roller sets for signups. We'd hand make rollers for people, and that would work, and then sometimes it wouldn't, and then we'd bring it back, and then we'd try something else, and then sometimes we'd just do 25 off. You know what I mean? Like, just keep trying all the different things, okay? Never stop enrolling. Never stop focusing on income producing activities. This duplicates within your team. When you enroll, you can place those enrollments where you need it, which creates strong legs, and you need strong legs. So always focus on the basics, and feel like you're over educating the public on the starter kit. And get over the fact that you look like a weirdo, the weirdo oil lady, because that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter when you're building this business. What matters is why you're building this business, and that is for your family and your why, and your future business, and the people who are running alongside you. And you're not going to hurt someone's feelings if you're sharing about your business online. And if you do, then they're not then they're not the people for you. So don't be worried about that. If you have any questions, let me know. I think you can do this. Excuse me. I know you can do this. It's going to be great. And I am here cheering for you.